Well, let's start the insanity.
Giddy up.
Welcome back to my channel. This is the Project Dude. We're on the second part of a video where I redid my patio cover, changed out the support structure so it'd be stronger and it'll last a little longer. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to replace the pavers that I had to take out to replace the original 4x4s that were holding up the structure and replace them with 4x6s. The other thing we're going to do is that we're going to run the electrical line. I've run the electrical line for the fountain, and it's under the pavers, and then I'm going to now that I've got the post there permanently, I can now attach the electrical work to the post. So that's what we're going to do today. Once we do the electrical work, then we're going to start replacing the paver base as well as the paver sand. We've got some filter to go in between the paver base and the paver sand to keep them separated. Once we do all that, then we'll be able to power wash the deck or the patio, and then we'll be able to get all of the growth, basically weeds, in between each of the pavers, and then we're going to put polymer sand between them. That way it kind of reduces the amount of weeds. It's resistant to insects, and so it's a lot of work, but once we do that, the patio will be completed. Then we can go on to the pretty stuff like putting up lights, as well as cleaning the fountain that I have at the very end. In fact, I can show you the fountain in just a second. And then we should be finished with this project, and we'll move over to the next one. But I've still got this one to do, and I'll set up the camera and give you a brief tour of what we're doing without looking at my pretty face again. is the power line that's coming from the house that supplies power to what will be the lights, as well as an extra extension cord, extension plug, and this is the power that goes to the fountain. So, one side note, if you're not comfortable working with electricity, please make sure you use a trained professional to do your wiring. I'm pretty comfortable with it, and I've been doing it for such a long time. But again, make sure that you yourself, if you're not comfortable with it, always get a trained professional. So far, so good. And now it's time for the quote of the day. The quote of the day comes from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ralph says, "He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life." Conquer those fears. All right, so this first post, I'm probably going to leave some of the bricks out, some of the pavers out, just because of the fact that I've still got a little bit more of electrical stuff to buy and to hook up, but this gives you a great idea. So around the post, I filled in with paver base, gravel, coarser rock, and then I packed it down completely. And then now I've covered it in landscaping fabric to keep that separate from the sand I'm getting ready to put down. And once I do that, then I can start putting the pavers back the way they were. Of course, except in the situation where I'll have to cut. Well, I'll have to cut to fit around the post. So that's where I'm at now, and I'll be back with you shortly. Yes, that is a gorgeous looking leg, but it is also one of the most important tools you can have when you're putting down pavers, and that's knee pads. This, of course, is not a construction knee pad or a paver's knee pad. This is more like a volleyball knee pad, but I figured it'd work. The other two most important things that you need when you're putting down pavers is, one, is a good rubber mallet, and two, of course, a level. That way, as you're putting these, setting these pavers in sand, then you're able to make sure it's level with the other pavers around it. And of course, you do need the rubber mallet to pound the paver into the sand to set it into the sand. So a little pro tip from Not a Pro on pavers. All right, very productive day. End of day one. I got a lot accomplished, if you can tell. So for each post, I had to put in a layer of paver base, tamp it down, and then put in some fabric, some landscaping fabric to separate the paver base from the paver sand, and then I started replacing the pavers that were out. And as you can tell, I'm gonna have at least two or three cuts, pavers to be cut to go around the holes. But overall, I'm very pleased with my work. Now, well, actually, I'm very pleased with my progress. I'm always pleased with my work. Okay, so, wait a minute. Can you hear me? Can you understand what I'm saying? Well, let's do this. All right. So the project I'm working on now, or the part I'm working on now, is I'm going to, I've fitted, I have a vast selection of cut up pieces of pavers. So I've done a lot of paver projects over the years. I've got my path going up out around the side of the house that are all these same pavers, different colors, but same pavers. Get that out of your way. So I'm going to show you basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe 5 or 6 pieces I've got to cut, and it's going to get very...
I think it's even better than before, you know?
I wonder what Great Dane tastes like, man. Wow, man. That's some heavy
Welcome back, YouTubers. This is year 3 of the patio makeover, part 2. What's the word in French? Part 2? I don't know. Anyway, so today, a couple of things. I've got a couple of areas under the pavers that have sunk. So I'm gonna pick the pavers up, put some sand in them and level them back out. I'm also going to spend a little time cleaning my fountain. Where's my fountain at? Right there. Good. So that'll be in time lapse. But hopefully today should be the final day for the part 2 of the patio makeover. And I thought at one time I thought I was very patient, but I can't seem to see the end of this thing. So, but hopefully it is today, and we'll be right back at you. Here's the first area I'm going to work on. This is the area near my outside water faucet, and I had a leak a couple of years back, and this is the result. You're not really supposed to be able to, that's supposed to be flat, so those are definitely sunk. So that's what we're getting ready to raise up right now. Well, I can't believe I'm right to a point where I'm at my next to the last thing I have to do. So a couple of places you saw me doing leveling this back here a little bit. That's nice and level now. I had a space over here that needed to be leveled. I had a couple over here in front and one right there where I've re-leveled. So now everything's been re-leveled. And so the final, or not the final step, but the next to the last step is that, ooh, I'm spinning around too fast. Next to the last step is that I'm going to pressure wash my patio. There's some places on the walls, got a little algae. So I'll clean that, try to clean that. But the real reason why I'm doing this is to get some of the stain off the pavers, but really it's to get all of the dirt and weeds completely out of the grout line so I can re-grout this whole this whole patio with polymetric sand, and of course polymetric sand is set up so it reduces the chances for weeds. All right, as you can tell, I've done some power washing here, and I believe, based on my appearance, that I may have gotten some of the dirt, sand out of the grout, and I did. I'm amazed that some of these weeds just wouldn't take a hint, but I'm glad I did this because I've also cleaned a lot of, there was just a lot of dirt and mold on these pavers, and now they all look more uniform and alike versus dark and not so dark. So the patio is just about ready. Day 153. All right, believe it or not, both parts. So part 2 of this patio makeover, patio cover redo, we're good. We are finally done. I'll even have a little mini video on how I made this top for the fountain. As you can tell, water, great sound, beautiful lights, and then of course these lights up here. So that's going to call this finished. Thank you so very much for watching. Please like if you liked it, and God bless.